Louie C. the Mayor, what's going on, my people? Let me tell you, boy, it's a big day today. Wow, for the whole state of Florida. I just got off the press conference with Governor DeSantis, and that man is opened up Florida starting Monday. He's going to put an executive order in place. He had a whole press conference detailing what's going on, and we started on phase one. So it looks like on Monday it's on and cracking. 25% of the capacity for restaurants could be open. It looks like retail is going to open back up. Bars not yet. So later today we're going to have a press release, Louie C. the Mayor Entertainment, and let you know what's going on. Shout out to FloridaKeysInjury.com. If you got any type of accident you get in, whether it be in a car, in a moped, on a bicycle, you check in with them boys at FloridaKeysInjury.com. It's all love. I need y'all to let me know. Everything good?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to know. Let me know if y'all agree or disagree on what's happening as far as Florida open back up. I want to see some comments. Let me see what I got in here because we're about to get it on. I got Tangela Edwards on the video today. Thank you, Miss Pamela, my #1 fan. I know you're going to ask me about the mask. Do I still have to wear a mask even though I'm by myself today? This is still required. I got my mask right out here. I just don't have it on. Martha, see you. Casey, Mikey Story, what's going on? So the governor opened up. That man said it's time to get up and rolling, get the business going. Rolando checking in. Also, tomorrow we got Lisa Monet going to talk about fashion. Some of y'all bad chicks that want to be in the game. It's hard business. We're going to show you what it's all about to be a model and be out there in the limelight. It's not all peaches and cream. Actually, I've been watching the Nicky Jam story on Netflix. What an incredible story, man. I love to watch true stories like that. So I'm hooked on that. So I'm almost watch all the episodes. Dr. Burrow's back on the program. We're going to get to meat and potatoes because we got, 3 deaths in the county, and we want to make sure that nobody else, passes away. So the question today is, do you agree or disagree with Florida opening back up? DeSantis went in today. He said he's not playing. He says he knows, health situations are still out there, but he said he got to get business back up and running. And to be honest with you, I think that was a good move. That's my opinion. I know some of y'all going to disagree, but I want to know what y'all opinions are about Florida opening up. Let me see who I got in here. I will stay home another month and see what happens with the rest of the Florida. Okay, that's fair. I'm glad you said that because it's a free country. If you want to make sure 1,000,000% that you're COVID-19 clean, stay home to a vaccine come out. It might be tomorrow, I doubt it. Might be next month, I doubt it. Might be 3 months from now, I doubt it. Or whatever, so that's your choice. That's not a problem. I'm going to just take it easy. And when I'm called to work, whether it be next week, it's time to ride up and get Sexy Bull Ride going. They ain't gonna ask me twice, so I'm gonna go over there and make it happen. But also, I like to make sure that everybody's going to be healthy. Nobody's going to die. Obviously, if I thought I was going to put myself at risk or anybody else, I wouldn't be out there. But we're not going to have Sexy Bull Riding for a while. I'm going to tell you what we're going to have, though. That Fantasy Fest 2020, that's not till October. I think we'll be clear from there. And I'm going to tell you what, when I hit that Duval Street and y'all see me coming through there, boy, oh boy, I ain't going to hold back. I'm usually turned up like 1,000,000%. I'm really going to be turned up. Tan, you come around here and read some of this stuff for me. Make sure you all turn notifications on. So like that, when the podcast comes on. Next week, we got a full show going. We got a lot of people next week. So I'll keep you all posted on that, but it's going to really be a good show. And also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel under Louie C. Rock. So let's get to the meats and potatoes. If you're coming in right now, I need to know, do you agree with the governor? Open Florida back up. In case you just got on here, 25% capacity of restaurants, retail open. And this is the first phase. No bars yet. So this is phase one. For at least we're getting something going. And no roadblock has been lifted. So what do we got, Tandy? Hold on, Tandy. One thing. Ja'Cory Sala. Make sure you go to Clint McCoy's Facebook page. He's trying to get a goal at 3,000. Unfortunately, this was one of my guys that passed away. Very sad, very tragic. We need y'all to go ahead and support that GoFundMe account with Clint McCoy on his Facebook. I have it on my page, so check it out. So Angie, Tangela, what do we got? Anybody in there? Any comments already? What do you got?
We got a lot of disagrees. We have a lot of agrees. No one can force anyone to go out, but allow others to.
Let me see that. Who was that? Michelle Barngarden says, no one can force anyone to go out, but allow others to. Okay, it's a free country. If you feel like going out, please do so, and just be safe out there. I mean, I don't know how long this thing could survive without getting back open. It is what it is, and we have to move forward. People will now travel around the state. It's going to spread all over. Andy, I love you, but I disagree strongly. Of course, if people go out, there's a chance that you could get sick. That's going to happen. But we have to do something. We can't just sit out here twiddling thumbs, waiting for the economy to basically mysteriously come down. It's not like they sending the plane from Washington and they dropping millions of dollars around. We haven't worked since March 17th, so that's my theory on that. Avita disagrees. That's fine. Lydia Blanco, 1986. So in 1986, we had a scandal at Key West High School. We was doing senior pranks before it was on the MTV. So what happened is we had a total of 7 girls on the homecoming court because 5 got on there, and then they didn't know how come we had double the amount of students. Elections turned in. That's because we did a prank, and we voted more than once, and then it got out of control. Y'all should have been on top of the game. So then they put 2 girls on, and 2 girls got kicked off. I ain't gonna call no names. But Miss Lydia, she the queen. She's the queen, like, Queen Latifah. She ain't kicked off. She was out there. She still won the whole thing. So let's see what Lydia says. Agreed, and people can still decide to stay home as they deem right for their family. Okay, once again for the 3rd time, if you want to go out, that's your business. If you want to stay home, that's your business. 2, you can't tell grown people what to do. Now, if you're acting recklessly and acting, dumb and trying to, spread stuff on purpose, then, we need to deal with you in the enforcement that we have. So I agree with that. Let's see what else. We need to slowly get back to business. This is what I'm talking about. Who is that right there? What's that girl's name? This one right here?
Stina Worsley.
Stina? Ernestine. Thank you for that comment. I agree with that. And Lydia says, let me see. What she put here? Push haha? Is that what it says?
Yes.
Okay. So that's basically what we got going on. So if you want to get some more comments, tomorrow night we are back on WLW 92.7. DJ Slice, DJ DOS. DJ DOS survived. He's still breathing, and he was in the hospital. He's good now. Is one of the persons I know that had COVID-19 from New York City. Also, I know somebody that is in the same business that I am, that knows 15 people with COVID-19, and 2 of them died. So, it's serious. I'm not saying that the thing is not serious, but we got to make it happen. So do you agree or disagree with Florida being back open on Monday in phase 1 from Governor DeSantis? Now, let me tell you what you can do about agreement or disagree. This is what I'm going to do, and y'all take this real serious. What I'm going to do is basically, which I already started to have a group of 7, send Key West, okay? Service industry Key West. We're going to register 5,000 people, service industry and hotel employees, and get them registered to vote. So when you have a disagreement, let's start locally. Let's say you have a commissioner sitting up there that you just don't agree what they're doing, and you're in that district. What you do then is, when you go to that ballot box, you can vote absentee, and then you vote against that person. And then enough people do that, you get that person out of there, you won't see them no more. So this is all works in numbers. Whoever gets the most votes wins. So nobody's immune. So that's why it's important to vote. Please do not talk to me about anything to do with politics if you're not registered to vote. If you need help, register to vote, go to Supervisor of Elections, Joyce. Ms. Joyce is in charge there. She's on top of her game. And I told her I want to break an all-time record in the keys of people that voted this year. That's my goal. Because we tired of playing around. If you go in a different direction than where we think you need to go, it's time to get you out of there. In this country, COVID-19, 20, 21, 22, 23, COVID-17, whatever you want to call it, the majority rule. If you ain't doing what the people want, you got to go. P. Diddy said it best. Vote or die. Vote or die. Because bad decisions could get you killed if people out there have no situation. Like something happened in Lakeland where a city cut off power to people in the middle of a pandemic. They had to get dealt with. They had to be brought up. You got to vote these people out of office. Well, we got Tangela. I see something came up. Read it and project your voice so people can hear. What's your question?
So should people be allowed to enter the keys from all over?
Okay, so the question is, should the roadblock be taken down? I think the roadblock should not be taken down at this point, but eventually it's got to come down. I mean, I don't think we can keep the roadblock up for 8 more months. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think what you do is monitor what's going on, make sure that we have a controlled case of COVID-19, and then here's what's going to happen. This is a great question. So what's going to happen is there's 2 things. Number one, anybody out there, whether it be the city, the county, Bill Gates, anybody who's multi-millionaire that can write this check, please feel free to DM me and you can write a check. Right now, with Dr. Bruce Burrows, the #1 authority on COVID-19 in the Florida Keys right now, in my book, we have a way to test everybody in the city and the county. So whenever you want to begin testing, let's get it popping and let's do it. So if somebody want to write a check and have everybody tested, we can do that. So what happens now? Let's say when you open up, will you not have any more COVID-19 cases? Absolutely, you're going to have more COVID-19 cases because people are going to be out and there's no cure for this until they come with vaccine, right? So what you do is very simple. COVID-19 task force. Let me give you an example how it works. You get an alert from somebody that came in, let's say from Kentucky, that tested positive in the Florida Keys for COVID-19. This is how we pull up. Let me explain to you how this will go. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Inspector Rock. This is Inspector Tangela. We're with the COVID-19 task force of the Florida Keys. Unfortunately, we hate to be here under these circumstances, but we got an alert that you tested positive for COVID-19. So here are the strict guidelines we have in this county. And then we go over that, quarantine for whatever days that we decide. You can't, obviously leave the house. And these are the penalties for breaking this statute that we have written here in the county. And then we go A, B, C, D. We check up on you. If you're doing the right thing, it's all good. If you're doing not the right thing, then we employ what we call a Dukes of Hazzards technique. One way in, one way out, the Dukes of Hazzard count. Rick Ramsey will take you right out the county, and then we'll send you on your way. We'll put you on the place. Time to go from here or whatever, and that's how we need to do that. So long story short, COVID-19 task force to monitor every case that turns up from this point on in Key West and in the whole county. This does not mean that you give this to the code enforcement and they do 2 jobs. I hate to use this example, but I'm going to keep it 100 today on the podcast. I'm on a good natural strain right now. So I'm going to keep it 100. So, for example, in New York, the feds, the FBI, they have a task force for the Gambino, back in the day, Gambino crime family. All they do is deal with Gambino crime family business. They come in, they say, what we got going on? They don't deal with any other stuff, any other crime in New York, just that task force. So when you come into work, this is not on top of your job responsibility. You're only dealing with the COVID-19 task force. Eat, sleep, and breathe what's going on 24/7, 365. When a vaccine comes out, then we go ahead and lax that, and that's basically my solution. So testing and following up with cases of COVID-19. Tangela, anything else on there before we get up? Also, another issue that I'm having a really serious issue with this, and I'm going to do everything I can. we have to get on the same page with the city of Key West and Monroe County. For example, let's go back in time. First beach to close was Smathers Beach. Last beach to close was Higgs Beach. First beach to open, Smathers Beach. Next beach to open, Higgs Beach. So we need to open the beaches and close them at the same time. I don't know how y'all do it, who you talk to, how it goes, but we can't have this. This is a disconnect between city and county. This can't happen. So I'm calling on the mayor, the city manager, the county mayor, and the county administrator to get on the same page. How you do it, I don't give a damn. I just want y'all on the same page so like that we don't have this mix up. We're one human family. Well, goddamn it, let's start acting like it. What else we got, Tangela?
So Michelle Baumgarten says this town survives on service. We need them soon.
Michelle, I agree with you. I say this, and please, I know some of y'all don't like when I say this, but I got to do what I got to do around here. If you have a problem with tourism, it's probably the best that you don't live in the Keys. Find some other place where, there's a lot of rural places. You won't have to see people for miles and miles. Go out there in the wilderness somewhere, like Madonna says, somewhere in the wilderness or whatever, and get from around here. Unfortunately, this is not the 1940s. Also, we're spoiled. We think it's far from Stock Island to Duval Street. It's not far. Trust me, in the real world, people would love to be able to go out. I go back into the city and county. I have a rule in Louie C. the Mayor Entertainment. It's called dress for the duration, which means when you come out of the house, you would dress for the duration, which means is you ain't no telling when you're going to be back home. Make believe you're in a big city because we got work to do. It's a privilege to go back home and take a shower. Don't we dressing for the duration just like in a big city. Anybody else, Dan?
DJ DOS says open up the Keys for beach and fishing use. Keep social distancing in place and have code enforcement on top of food and lodging cleanliness.
Okay, so DOS, I agree with that. Do me a favor, follow my man DJ DOS on his mixes, and when he goes live, that man will be on Thursday. So let me explain something that I have a problem with. Any of y'all in New York, if you work for the NYPD, anybody watching, I have a huge problem with people that are sick and they get harassed to go back to work. This is very bad. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. And this is very, very, very ugly. And I appreciate if y'all would leave these people alone. And people are dying. I'll be honest with y'all. That's why I can't work. I work for myself because you call me. I tell you very simple. I ain't going to goddamn place. Do what y'all got to do. I ain't going nowhere around there. Be mad, holler, tell me you're going to fire me. I'm just not going to do it. But this is just not the way to treat people. You work for a company 20 some years and they ask you on the phone, and these are real life cases. Well, you ready to come to work? Well, I'm still, not feeling well. Well, you sound well. Who the hell are you to tell me how I sound on the phone? This is just not right. NYPD, y'all get it together, man. I love y'all. Y'all do a lot of good stuff. Y'all failed on this part. Ted, anything else?
And then he also said, I'm from New York City. I stopped at Key West for the first time on a cruise. I have been back for quite often because of what I found the first time. The most amazing place in the world.
So DJ DOS said he's the most amazing place in the world, paradise. It's a privilege to live here. Let's just get along. Also, I don't have problems with discussions. I do have problems with discussions that are in a negative light in the middle of a pandemic. Okay, so when y'all talk, y'all know who y'all are. I ain't got to call no names. You know who you are. Why are you bringing up stop cruise ships in Key West in the middle of a pandemic? Can you at least wait till we get through the pandemic and then have that discussion? Or do you want to jump on the bandwagon because you didn't like cruise ships at the beginning? Now you see the cruise ships are in bad light with the COVID-19, so now you want to jump on the bandwagon. I'm going to tell you this, very simple. God don't like ugly. Please leave that alone. That's ugly of what you guys are doing or whatever. Wait. I don't have a problem. For the record, I'm for cruise ships. And if you want to do something else and get rid of cruise ships, please let me know what you're going to do to replace the cruise ship passengers, and I'll be fine with it. Other than that, I'm not for it. So please have some common decency in your life and don't talk about no goddamn cruise ships in the middle of a goddamn pandemic. This is horrible. Your mother should have taught you better to deal with this. This is bad across the board. Tandy, that's it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Don't start no stuff. It won't be no stuff. So that's basically it. Tomorrow we're going to talk with Lisa Monet. We got Dr. Lito on the show coming up next week. We have Milos, a gentleman that represents the ownership group of the Sheraton and Havana Cabana, talking about hotels getting open back up. So it's all love in the club right now. Michelle, it's my pleasure. I love y'all. Please do me a favor. Go to youtube.com on the Louie C. Rock and subscribe to that channel. Tune in to the podcast, 6:45. We're going to keep it 100. We ain't going to sugarcoat stuff. Tangi, who else we have on their list on the podcast next week? I know we got Dr. Lito. Oh, we have a principal. We're not going to call no names yet until we get official confirmation.
Andy Newman.
And I think we're going to have school board Andy come in to the podcast next week, so that'll be great. And Dr. Burrows on Friday. So thank y'all for watching. I won't take any more of y'all time. It's a lovely day in paradise. So happy. Governor DeSantis is no joke. And vote or die, election November 2020. We're gonna get the biggest turnout in the history of the world. And also Fantasy Fest 2020. Go to Fantasy Fest celebrity parties, and I'll say it again. Don't start no stuff and won't be no stuff. Holla!